I'm sure many of you, when looking for information for Grand Cross, have used the Grand Cross wiki because maybe you come from another game that uses a wiki. I'm not really someone that comes here very often, mostly because the only true websites I use for Grand Cross are the database, which just has information like pretty nicely laid out, or GameWith, which is Japanese, and I just come here to goof on their lists, or they actually rank the characters by CC, which is pretty nice to just know. But the wiki is uncharted territories for me. And as much as, I mean, they have some guides and stuff, it's pretty cool. I saw they have a tier list that is actually updated pretty regularly. So I thought, let's take a look and see what's up with their tier lists. Obviously, my word is not of God. Just because I think something doesn't mean it's entirely true. But I like to think I have a ground in some reality, at the very least. And I will be judging their PvP and PvE tier list. I see they also have a general tier list. I mean, I won't be touching on this too much, because if it's PvP and PvE, that's everything covered in all situations, right? Updated as of July 5th, 2023. So that's like 3 days ago. This is post-tier release, so it's perfect. So let's take a look, starting with PvP. Their best PvP heroes list. At the very top, Bien, Ascanor, Estarossa, Mael, Meli, Tarmiel tier. I already have a confusion noise popping in my head, because this tier list was updated 3 days ago, and Anniversary Ban is not at the top, even though Ban makes the DN work. Like, DN is only up here because Ban should also be up here. You know what I mean? There's only one DN team right now in PvP. That's actually good. It's the Sin team, and Ban is the main unit on that team, so that makes no sense. In general, the only other thing I see here already that I mean, there's a few, but I think it's something that I disagree with most other tier lists, and you know, like I said, doesn't mean that I'm always right, but I think people don't judge support units fairly. Because Nanashi's down here, right? He's not a top because he's a support unit. As you can see, there's no support unit at the top here except DN, but DN also can double as like a, you know, damaging character. Nanashi's a straight up support and he's a 4th, so he's generally unfairly judged in tier lists when Nanashi makes the teams that he's on. Nanashi is the sole reason, and without Nanashi, the unknown team would not be as good. It just wouldn't. The 30% basic stats, the passive, Nanashi makes the team. So I think every single time you see like a major, like big time support unit, and they are judged as if they aren't as good because they don't do damage, I just like, man, just because a support unit doesn't do damage doesn't mean they shouldn't be low. Nanashi should most certainly be at the top. He is one of the best units in the game. He just is, because he makes the teams. Also, Mael. Mael being up here is very funny. I'll tell you why. Because Goddess Liz is all the way down here. Goddess Liz and Margaret are all the way down here. But without them, Mael can't play the game. Especially Goddess Liz. Especially Goddess Liz. Goddess Liz, at the very least, should be at the second tier. Because, let's be honest as well, Goddess Liz is a better unit than Tristan. So much better. Like I just talked about, you know, back supports, or just supports in general not being judged as fairly, but Tristan is good, but Goddess Liz is just better. So same situation in that. Ram, you know, being low. Scotty is used on the number one team in the game right now. Freyr is used in a top team right now as well, so he should be at the very least in the SS tier. At the very least, if not the top. And again, Scotty, same thing. Should be either the second highest tier or the top of the list for sure. Rimuru being higher than Scotty and Freyr. Two tiers, actually. Rimuru is a tier above Gillane, where... Let me open the game. This is the list for ungeared PvP. In the second place, you wouldn't guess what he's using. Oh my god, Freyr. Nanashi. oh my god. And if you scroll down just a little bit, 6th place, Gillane. Gillane is a far superior character to Rimuru. It's always Freyr. Like, Freyr is 10 times better than Rimuru. I think there is a lot of bias when it comes to certain characters because they're cool. Like, I have bias. If I am to rank someone, I will keep in mind how much I like the character as well. It's just natural as a human, right? But I try to be objective. And Freyr objectively is stronger than Rimuru. much stronger. So is Lolly Merlin. The worst offender, though, is right here. You have Red Melascula in the same tier as the one Ascanor. The Purgatory Bond also being lower than the one Ascanor is wild, but like... Red Melascula, need I remind you, if I go back in the game again, this is current, this is the current week of PvP. Oh, well, awkward, second team. Awkward. Third team, Melascula Scotty tier. And if I go last week, oh, I could have gone from here. If I go last week, the number 1 team, is this last week? It was. Melascula Scotty Purgatory Melee. Melascula and Scotty, alright? They are top tier characters right now. They're top tier characters. I don't want to judge too much the person who, you know, makes the list because maybe they don't play PvP that much. But if, I mean, anything under, I don't care. Like, anything like under here, I just don't care. Like, I don't care where you rank, like, Green Brynhilder. She kind of sucks. So if you say that she sucks just as much as like the Green Ascanor, which she's better than Green Ascanor, but like I don't care. Right? Characters that suck, right? But you know, I would not personally say that Freyr is worse than Rimuru. I would not say. I wouldn't even say Summer Merlin is worse than Rimuru. Blue Tarmiel, like Blue Tarmiel is definitely here for his Link. But like Blue Tarmiel Link, it's really not that good anymore. Like it's kind of old, you know. You should use something else. Like Red Brynhilder is definitely not better than Freyr. I'm just really stuck on this Freyr because he really shot up a lot. Being on the same tier as Green Droll is really wild. Really wild. Kyo as well. Kyo is not really all that good. I'll just bump him here. Right? But being under Green Droll? Have you used Green Droll recently? No, go ahead. Try to play a match of Green Droll and tell me how you feel. Use Kyo, then use Green Droll, and you tell me who's better. You tell me who's better. But other than that, you know, there's the way I judge units. Again, I always keep in mind the support characters aren't going to be looking as flashy as DPS characters, but they should be judged as how much they contribute to the team. And like Echidna, for example, she can hit pretty hard, but she's obviously not going to hit as hard as Tyr. But you will see, if you scroll down on the list of top 100, so many Echidnas. Guess why? Because she's damn good. Like, she's damn good. She's better than Brynhilder. Brynhilder's pretty good right now, though. I would say that the Ragnarok team of Brynhilder's pretty good. I would say that I prefer Echidna, though. Other than that, I mean, it's not too bad. I've seen worse. I've definitely seen worse. I would say that, you know, maybe the person who made this hasn't played this week? Because Ghislaine being very low and Freyr being very low are just, and Melaska as well, but are just the really standout things. Because judging lower Skadi and Melaska, I understand if you're just playing the game a little bit and you're not paying attention. But Freyr? You see him every other match! Freyr's crazy right now. So that's, that is interesting. PvE. PvE is like more nonchalant though. So we'll see. Because the way I ranked my PvE tier list is weird. And I admit it's pretty weird. I just think, okay, characters that are good for Demonic Beast go up top. And Esterosa is not good for Demonic Beast. What are you talking about? Okay. I read Heroes Good for Demonic Beast spells and I stared for 1 second and I see Esterosa? In what world? In what world is Esterosa or the K-pop bitch good for Demonic Beast battles? Like, there were some showcases made with her on Demonic Beast battles that were in a YouTuber way being like, oh my god guys, she's so good. But she's not actually good. You know what I mean? The one's super outdated. If you're using the one on Demonic Beast, I don't know what to tell you. Characters that help individuals who aren't as invested into the game complete the Demonic Beast, I think are fair to be judged highly, such as, for example, like, this Green Melaskula here. She's really not that good, but if she helps you do something, sure. Blue the One, there are so many better options than him right now. If you started the game recently, there's a very high chance you sell on a banner that has the One ultimate. So why the hell would you use Blue the One? Makes no sense. Almost all PvE content, I'm gonna assume, because a lot of people have been judging like this, that the new Hero Arena is PvE. And if so, I will understand the positions for like LR Melee and Purgatory Melee. But honestly, Purgatory Melee is wildly overrated for PvE. And I mean it. Wildly overrated for PvE. Like, tell me, what is he actually good in PvE? Other than like Labyrinth. Which Labyrinth, there's so much shit you can do. Like, I would say the One or Melee are better than Purgatory Melee for Labyrinth. Like, Demonic Beasts? I tried him on Demonic Beasts. He's really not... He's worse than Trader Melee. And if he's directly worse than his counterpart, I think he's wildly overrated for PvE. Obviously, he is like still an amazing PvP character, and he was #1 for like not so long ago, but I think for PvE, he's wildly overrated. But maybe that's just me. For raids... Oh, he doubles down. Margaret is here and here. I like that, actually. I mean, sure, Green Skinny King. I think all of these older characters, it's like, who are new players like using them? Are new players actually looking up guides for raids and being like, yes, I'm gonna level up Green Skinny King. I'm gonna waste my resources leveling up Green Skinny King to use them on a raid when I have like an actual good Green in it. You know, that's what I always think. Like, when I have an actual good Green unit, and I need to farm Grey Demon or something, should I really level up Green King? And if you're an old player, you're still using Green King? Come on, man. Come on, man. But the rest is fair enough. I'm not the biggest fan of using Reinhardt. I'm assuming this is for original Demon, but fair. I would say no, Trader Melee, if you're gonna double up on Margaret being here and here, could have put Trader Melee in here. Trader Melee is like the best, still one of the best farmers for a lot of the raids. Generally good for farming. Farming is farming, you know, there's not much, there's an extent that you can do. I think, you know, these days, are people really using Sigurd for farming? Or even like the Hauser, bro. Or like King. King's ult, I guess? I'm asking, are you using King's ult for farming? I understand for the what's it called, the Anvil stage, but didn't they give a red list for free, or am I tripping? So why would you use him? Use the niche content. I'm guessing he's not counting Hero Arena. It doesn't say anything, but I'm guessing this person is not counting Hero Arena, which is fair. So the position of Purgatory Malice makes me even more confused, but it's fair. Hero Arena, in my opinion, is not PvE, because PvP passives apply, so you'd have to put like so many PvP characters in higher positions in PvE tier list that make no sense, right? I mean, PvE is PvE, fair enough. I would say, some things here at the top are questionable. But on the PvE one's good. The PvE one's pretty good. But I would say, not trying to attack again. I hope I said this in the beginning. The person who, is doing these lists is pretty nice for new players. New players that have no idea about the game could use this. I think it's a good example of a list. It is informative and it's good. But look at the PvP top 100 charts, like when you're making your PvP tier list, because you will find that a lot of characters that you might think are not very good end up at the top here. Number 2, Melasculus, Skadi, Nanashi tier. This is a troll. A lot of teams, like Ban is the main character for the Sin team. He should not be a tier under DN. That just makes no sense. To me, it makes no sense. And because if you're gonna consider Estarossa, right? If you're gonna consider Estarossa, goddammit, in the same tier, like at the top, and he's a support unit. Estarossa is mainly a support unit, but you're not gonna consider other support units, then that raises the question, like why the preferential treatment to Estarossa over another support unit like Nanashi. Nanashi is a triple S character. Nanashi is the most inconvenient thing to face ever. And if you face a Nanashi, and every time you face a Nanashi, you're like, oh, I'm facing a Nanashi. It bothers you? Oh my god, I didn't see Assault Melee is above Skadi. Assault Melee is above Ghislaine. Assault Melee is above Freyr. Alright, I'm done.